already have her tips on, I'm just blending them with the sanding band, and then I'm also using the sanding band to reshape the tips a little bit. So I just kind of taper them in a little bit by pressing on the sides of the nail. Then I'm just going to be dusting off the nails, and then I'm going in with Jelicious pH Bond, and then I'm going to follow it by No Lift Primer, and I only do 1 coat of each because that's all you need. And don't mind this little tiny brush. This is the brush that came with it. I didn't get a chance to put it in a new bottle yet. So now using C&D Retention Monomer and Classic Nude by Valentino, I'm picking up a medium to large bead, and you see where I applied the first bead at. I'm just going to be patting it downward and making sure that it's flat, and then also checking the sides of my nail to make sure I'm not losing any shape. And I'm going to just keep doing that until I reach to the bottom of the nail. And then I'm also going to be taking off the excess acrylic and then refixing my shape once again just to double check. Now I'm picking up a small to medium bead, and I'm just going to be applying it right above the last bead, and you can see where I put it at. And then I'm going to be tapping it into the cuticle area to make it flush, to make it seem like it's coming straight out of her nail. And then I'm going to be blending it with the other bead by blending it downwards and then lightly brushing so that it blends nicely. And again, I'm picking up a medium to large bead for my first bead, and I'm applying it right about there, and then I'm letting gravity also work for me, and just blending it downward and then guiding the bead so that the nail is very flat. And then I'm also patting it and then taking off that extra acrylic and then checking my shape again, making sure that we're not losing any shape when applying beads. And then the second bead, I'm going to be getting a smaller bead and applying it right above the last one, blending it into the cuticle area first while the bead is still very wet, and then blending it downward and just blending it very softly so that it blends nicely with the last bead. And again, the first bead is almost where the nail and the tip meet, and then the bead that's second is right above that one to fill in the extra space where the cuticle is at, and then blending it downward so that the nail is flat and it is not bumpy. And that's basically what I did for all of the nails. So now for filing, I have my drill at a very high speed. This is my Kiara Sky drill and my medium to large barrel bit, and this is a medium to fine, I'm pretty sure. And I use this at a very high speed, and I just go underneath the nail and take off the extra acrylic, and then also using this to basically shape my nails for me so I don't have to shape them much later. But I just smoothen out the nail by starting off the bottom of the nail and then working my way up, and then also going around the cuticle area to make sure that it's blended nicely with her natural nail. And I use my finger to just basically feel if there's anything that's not smooth. But now going into hand filing, I use an 80/80 grit file, and I basically just press it up against the sides of her nail because we are going for the square shape. And I also just check underneath the nail to make sure that the nail is straight underneath. And basically that's all you have to do because we already did most of the filing with the hand drill. And then I also flip her hand over like this to make the tips straight, and this just helps make sure that they're not crooked or anything. Now moving on, I use this bit to basically get up any acrylic that is stuck under the nail or on top of the nail. This just really gets in the nooks and crannies of the nail. You can see there was some acrylic there that I couldn't get with my medium to large bit, but I got with this bit. Now moving on again, I'm just going to be sanding around the nails to make them very, very smooth with a natural nail. And I don't know why I do it, but I do it. I feel like it works better. And then I go on top and underneath the nail and buff them out. Now I'm just cleaning her nails with alcohol. So this is the inspo for her nails, and for her first fingernail I'm going to be creating the spider web by doing a French tip almost at first and then going down the middle and then splitting it in half and in half again, and then basically connecting the lines with curved lines to make it look like a spider web. If the lines aren't curved in the opposite direction, then it will not look like a spider web, but basically you can see what I'm doing. And after I do that, I just cured the nail. Moving on to her pointer finger, I'm taking a dotting tool with some red polish and basically creating 3 little dots, and then I'm going to be using my brush to bring it up where it's to make it look like it's a drip, and then also connecting those lines with curved lines. And then I'm just going to be filling in the blank space with the polish once again, and this is to create the drip effect that's on her one fingernail. And now I'm adding one more dot to make it look like it kind of dripped off of the drip, if that makes sense. And then going in for her middle fingernail to create the denim, I am mixing black and blue and then black, blue, and white until I get the color that I want. Now, at first, this was just way too dark for me to make the light blue jeans, so all I did was add some more white and then more blue so that it looked like this. And then I'm taking the darker color first and then following it with the lighter color, and then basically just blending it until I like the blend of the jean. And then I'm going in on her pinky nail and creating a French tip, and this also will be a jean nail, but to start it off, I'm just going to do it in white just to make sure that the full nail is covered for the design. And then after that, I'm going back in on her other middle finger, creating that denim design again, going in with the dark color first and then going in with the lighter color and blending it until I like the blend once again. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be to your liking. And then I'm going in on her other hand on her pinky nail, creating that drip once again. I didn't really show it again because I feel like there was no point, but this is basically what I did on the other hand, the same thing that we did on the pointer finger, same steps and everything. And then I'm just going to be blending that till it's fully blended. And then I'm going in on her middle finger and just patting on some white so that it looks like a jean. And I do that to both middle fingers, and I kind of blend over the entire nail because I feel like that was the most way I can get it to look like a jean. However you want to do it is fine. But now I'm going in and doing another spider web nail, but this time it's in black. And this is on her left hand. And like I said, you draw the lines and then you connect those lines with curved lines so that it looks like a spider web, and you want to connect the lines at the same point through each line. And I didn't like how small it looked at first, so I ended up extending the spider web a little bit. As you can see here, I'm going all the way across again, and then I'm just going to be adding some extra lines so that it looks like the spider web. And then to create the little spider, I'm taking my line and then dotting tools and then pulling out the polish from the dots so that it looks more like the legs are coming out of the spider web. And that's pretty much it for that part of the design. Now moving on to the denim nail, I'm using white polish again to just create some stitches so that it looks like a denim jean. And for this finger, I go all the way around the nail with the stitches. And basically that was it for this one. But then moving on to the next one, I do the same thing, but this time I'm creating a little pocket. And then back going on to that pinky nail, I'm doing the denim design again, going in with the dark and then the light color and then patting on the white. And I just cleaned up around where it was messing onto the nail. But now going back into my middle fingernail on her right hand, I am creating the words "wanna play?" ? You know, like the Chucky saying. And I'm just doing that in red polish, and it doesn't have to be super perfect because, you know, it's supposed to be like Halloween-esque, so, you know, like blood dripping, so you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how to explain myself, but I feel like you get what I'm saying. So yeah, after I did that, I'm going on to her pointer fingernail and putting some yellow, and I did 2 coats of that. And now onto her pinky nail again, I'm just creating the lines to make it look like Chucky's shirt. that's pretty much what you do. You do yellow, green, red, another red, and then another yellow, and then green. I believe that's what I did. Either way, the order doesn't really matter too much. Just put some lines there and make it look like Chucky's shirt. And then I'm going in and just making the lines a little bit thicker. But now moving back onto her pointer fingernail on her other hand, this is where the knife is going to be at. And everything is just free-handed with me. So, you know, if you have to do it again, do it again. Who cares? I can't really explain the shaping and everything with this, but you can see what I'm doing. And then I just fill it in with the black polish first before I put any of the silver down. Now I'm going in with white and going under the one yellow color and then going in between the green. I skipped one of the red ones and then I went into the other red one, and then I also skipped the yellow and went into the green. Now moving on, I'm using Honey's gel pot. This is like a silver metallic gel pot. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it was the perfect color for the design. And I'm basically just filling it in so that it looks like a knife. And, you know, you see what I'm saying? It looks just like it. Now I'm taking this red polish on this brush with some alcohol to create the splats. But I didn't like the splats at first, so I did a dotting tool and then just patted them to look like how I wanted it to look. Adding 2 dots to the knife. Then I'm also using the dotting tool to create the drips. And then I'm just connecting those drips so that it looks like it's dripping off the nail. I mean, not off the nail, off the knife. And then I'm splatting that finger, wiping around, making sure that it's not on my spider web. And then for her thumb, I couldn't really tell what was in the picture, but this is what it kind of seemed like it could be to me. And I'm just splatting on top of that. And I top coated all of her nails with the gel top coat except for the middle finger. The middle fingers got top coated with matte top coat before I did the wanna play and all that type of design. Now I'm going in with some rhinestone glue, and then I'm basically just putting red rhinestones over top of the drip design. And then I just take some more top coat to blend out the diamond gel, and then I repeat that to her pinky nail, and then this is my final look.